Tell me about. I know he's playing in the Elite 24, the Boost Mobile game at Rutgers Park, up in Harlem. Tell me a little bit about that game and what that's focused on. I know he was in it last year, and tell me what the experience has been.
Oh, that's a great event because not only are they focusing on basketball, but they're also focusing on community service. Like last year, the kids went painted a park and cleaned up a park, and they also it's also a celebration of these talented kids just coming together. They worked hard, you know, up until this point in their career. They worked so hard. So it's also a celebration. They have a party for them at the 40/40 Club, which some of these kids around the country only heard of it. But to actually walk up into Jay-Z's spot and sit there and know that, wow, Jay-Z owns this, and, you know, be a part of that's you know, that's big for the kids. I mean, last year the kids were like, you know, eyes wide open. Some of the kids first time in New York City, and then to top it all off, you're playing in Rucker Park. That was one of my dreams in my career. I wanted to play at the Rucker, and I got one opportunity to play in there, and it rained. It rained, so we actually ended up playing the game in the Gauchos gym, but I never really got to play in the Rucker Park, and I know, just like me, all the kids, you know, that's a dream. You know, from people from Dr. J, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, to Stephon Marbury. You got coaches like Fat Joe, and the excitement of the Rucker is you know, it's unbelievable. And I know that one game can't capture it all, but you can get a slight feel for it, of what it's like. And Lance has been fortunate enough to have won a Rucker championship, a Rucker America championship from there. And he has, you know, it's for him it's nothing, but for those kids, you know, to play in the Rucker, that's big as well.
Mrs. Stevenson, it must be amazing when your son comes home with trophies that are bigger than you and him.
Actually, now that he touched on the Rucker EBC America Championship, he won the MVP, and I was actually there. And when they held it up, I was like, is that for my son? And I was screaming. I was like, oh my God, it's beautiful, it's beautiful. And it's sitting right on top of my TV, and I look at it every day, you know. So yeah, it is amazing, you know, that he comes home with these trophies, and some of them are 7 feet tall. I'm almost running out of room for them.
So how do you get the trophies home?
Well, sometimes...
I hope you have an 18-wheeler.
No, sometimes we have to stick it out of the car window and drive down, and hopefully we don't get stopped by the police with a big trophy sticking out of the side of the car here. But we make it home. We make it home.
Well, call me if you ever end up in the precinct for a trophy. I'll come get you.
Okay.
Without any disruption and distraction, I just want to ask you, I know how hard it can be raising a kid who's a star. I know most families fall apart, don't know what to do. The coaches start to get involved, start to run the kid's life. How do you handle it, and what would you give advice for to any other families who might be falling in this situation?
Well, my main thing is family. And when you, like me and my wife, we work together with this, and we listen to each other. And that's the main key. You know, being there for your kid, just being, you know, we go to every game, every spelling bee, everything that our child is involved in, we're there. And not because of basketball, or not because we think he's gonna make it, but we're there because we want to give him support. And then while we're there, of course, you hear people say things, whether they're positive or negative, and because we were there to hear it and actually saw what our child was involved with, it's easy to make the adjustments to help him get better at, you know, become a better person. So it's the main thing that you have to do is be there for him. You can't you can't like send your child to a basketball game and then expect him to do well by himself. I mean, there are a lot of exceptional kids that can perform by themselves, but it's the best thing to do is to be there for your kid. As a father, a lot of African American fathers are not there. The perception is that they leave their kids to raise themselves. That can't go down. You have to be there. And when there's two parents there, things seem so much easier. I couldn't imagine if Lance went to these games by himself, and he definitely wouldn't be where he's at today, because especially living in New York City where everybody's grabbing you left, right. I'm there to say, yo, leave my son alone, or talk to me. Don't talk to him. Talk to me. I can get through to him. You talk to me. That's the key. I mean, it's no real secret. I mean,
so you've been keeping the pressure off of him and putting it on yourself a little bit more by answering the questions and finding out the information.
Right.
So that would be one of the most important things to do.
Yeah, I mean, there's no other secret. I mean, if you look back, all the successful people, not all of them, but a majority of them has a good family background, supporting them, and those are the kids that usually excel the best when they know
foundation.
My mother and father is right here. Nobody, they can't tell us nothing. Like, if I wasn't there at some of these games, I wouldn't believe some of the stuff that my son can do on the court. So that's the advice. Everybody, you have to be there for your kids, and you have to make sure you have good information.
I'd like to thank you once again, and once again, East Coast All-American Spotlight. You can visit our website at www.eastcoastalamerican.com.